thought it was only 3. Maybe not. Okay. Let's go have a look up here. I think this particular area, there's actually nothing up here. I think it's just somewhere where the wolf was kind of sitting. I don't remember. Okay. I've ever noticed is, you know, they've done a pretty incredible job with the visuals. I mean, anybody can notice how big of a difference there is, but the lighting is a little bit poor. I've noticed. I thought it was a wolf here. Maybe I'm imagining it. I don't know. Yeah, the lighting in certain areas is a little bit odd. Like here, I think this is particularly dark compared to the in the original. It's pretty light, but this is rather dark. But I'm sure it'll be okay. So, as I was saying earlier, for those of you who don't know me, I used to do Call of Duty montages and stuff back in the day. If you look on my YouTube channel, you will see all of my old work. Yeah, I did that from 2009 to probably 2016-ish, and it was great. It was probably one of the greatest times of my life, to be honest. I used to play every single day. I didn't really do like much streaming and stuff during that time. I mean, I don't think Twitch and stuff was as big back then. But I used to do mostly montages and challenges and stuff like that, and trying to get in certain teams and this, that and the other. But yeah, it was good. I think that was up until I was about 27-ish, and then I haven't really been around on the gaming scene for quite some time now. Well, I have. I just do FIFA, but it gets a little bit tedious. It's the same thing in and out, you know, just FUT Champions at the weekend, and then fucking God knows what else, you know. Oh, I thought you said there was a door that was supposed to open then. I can't remember how you open that. I think there might be a lever on the other side. So yeah, it's a completely different type of doing videos. This is as compared to doing Call of Duty and things like that, because it's a lot less stressful. You know, with Call of Duty and things like that, there was a lot of demand, and you know, you had to do things and keep up to date and make sure you were at a certain level to basically make sure you were at a certain level so that people were interested in your content and watch what you do. Whereas this, I think it's more about just, you know, kicking back and just having fun playing the game and just talking about whatever it is you want to talk about. Oh, what's the secret? I knew there was a way to open this. I couldn't remember. Like, yeah, should have. Yeah, something else in here then. But yeah, you know, I'm a lot older now. You know, I'm in my 30s, and work and misses and responsibilities and all that boring stuff. So I don't really have all the time in the world to basically play COD 12 hours a day and make sure you're the best. And also, like I said earlier, the games are not what they were anyway. I don't even think they're any good anymore. I just think they focus too much on microtransactions and other things like that, you know, and it's not the same experience. You know, last I checked, you know, I believe you could run around as like Godzilla or dinosaurs or something or other. I can't remember. It was something ridiculous anyway, from what I recall. But times have changed. Gaming isn't what it used to be anyway. You know, they focus too much on how good they can make it look, or how much money they can make, really. You know, back then when these guys were making these games, I think it was Ardus Interactive, they just, you know, they can tell that a lot of thought went into it. I mean, I suppose back in the 90s, things like this hadn't been done as much, I guess. You know, games were on the up and up then. But I think I just think the soul of these games is just completely different. It's more about the story, more about the character, the gameplay as well. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, you know, because the gameplay mechanics are very basic, but like I say, for back in the 90s, these mechanics were incredible. You have to think we came from things like the Sega Mega Drive and the Sega Saturn and, you know, God knows what else. So, you know, I think that it certainly came a long way from what was available at the time. And, you know, these certainly must have been a pioneer for the time, because we're nearly 20 years on from when this was released, and, you know, the games to come after it. Why are they remastering them? Well, it's pretty simple in my opinion. You know, they're running out of ideas for games now, and to be honest, I think the developers are not what they used to be. They don't have the same passion or interest in this kind of thing. I think it's just, like I say, all about the money. But I think if they were to look back at these kind of games, you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm not all negative about modern games. There are some I think they've released over the past few years, you know, maybe the last 10 years or so, that I've actually thought are pretty incredible. One of the best I thought was The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2. They were, without a doubt, I mean, I thought they were up there with the original Resident Evils. Well, that's quite a compliment in my opinion, because the original Resident Evils are just 1 to 3 of the originals. And to be fair, the remakes that they did, they were impressive. You know, I think out of the 4, they've remastered 4 of them at the minute, haven't they? They've done 1, 2, 3 and 4. I would say that 2 is probably the best that they've done, followed by 4. But I think most people would believe that 4 is probably the best so far. My goodness. I should save, my boy. I haven't saved yet. But yeah, I think 4 is probably most people's favourite, whether that's the original or the remaster. I think it's kind of a pinnacle for the Resident Evil series. But I think for the most part, to the older generation, I would say that 2 is probably most people's favourites. You know, when you talk to people about iconic characters of Resident Evil, they talk about Claire and they talk about Leon, which, in my opinion, are probably 2 of the best. 2 was the one I played the most of as a child. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing some Resident Evil on the channel. Yeah, I'd like to play them through again. Like I say, I imagine we'll get through this pretty quickly anyway, because, like I say, I know them pretty inside out. Let's save it actually, just whilst I remember. Oh no. But I am impressed graphically. I mean, the difference is tremendous. And to be honest, I'm glad they did this, because one of the difficulties, you know, in these modern times of playing these older games for me is it's not so much the gameplay itself, it's the control. controls are, I think they're really pressing on the hands, like, you know, pushing a directional D-pad. I mean, I'm actually playing with the analog sticks at the minute. But it still feels the same, which is interesting. So even though it's being played with analog control sticks, it still feels old, but it's comfortable to play, which is rather unusual. I'm curious as to, as we progress through this game, how much I will have actually forgot, and if I'm going to actually get stuck on certain areas. It probably will happen. You know, it's been many years since I've played this. You know, God, serious, like properly. You know, we're talking probably about 15 to 17 years, which is a long time. You know, but there's a lot of muscle memory and certain things that remind you where certain things are, I think. I seem to remember, I think there's 2 ways you can go up here. Yeah, I think you can go up here. I was going to look up on YouTube actually to see how many people, you know, seeing as it's quite a popular thing these days, have done like speed runs and stuff of this. That might be something I'll be looking into doing, particularly on this one rather than any of the others. Just because I know this one the best, and it's probably the easiest one to speedrun, to be honest. I don't think there's anything here. Is there anything there? No. Okay. Should be a lever. That opens a middle door, I think. How do I get down? Will she survive that? Oh yeah. And then back down here. Yeah, I think I should save it now because I think this bit is a little bit tricky. Lever. Oh yeah. Does that take you straight up into the room? Yeah, you can go through here, I think. What am I doing? I don't remember what. I think that stops the pendulums, but oh no, maybe it doesn't. I couldn't actually remember what that was supposed to do. Oh yeah, the bear. Okay, let's go this way. Oh shit. I'm dead. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh no. Thank you. Leave me alone. Okay. Can't remember what exactly I'm looking for up here. I think it's just a switch. I mean, I think there's a secret down here. Yeah, I think so. Uzi clips. That's really interesting because I'm pretty certain you don't get the Uzis till like the last level. No, I don't think it's quite that late. I think it's Obelisk of Carmoon. I think, like I say, it's been a very long time. I'm just guessing. I seem to remember them all being on some like elevated invisible platform, but Again, I could be making that up, but we'll see. Yeah, that stops those, but I don't know why. Let's give it a see. Because you've got the gold idol, and that's the end of the level, so I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, no idea. Anyway, I think that is level 2 finished. Once we put that in there. This next level's pretty good. City of... oh no, was it the Lost Valley? 13 pickups, 3 secrets, 26 kills, 16.